What kind of impact did that have on you personally, knowing that you're in a relationship with someone that is battling this, and at the same time, the relationship is beginning to fall apart, and now you're in a situation where you still want to grow, you still want to be you, you still want to find your own happiness. Like, what kind of impact did that have on you during that time?
Oh, God, it definitely was frustrating, and there's a lot of guilt in there because especially in, like, his side of the family and some people around me, it was the idea of, like, "Well, he has a mental health issue, you should be supportive," but in their mind, everything was supposed to be about support. I was always supposed to be helping him, but I was kinda like, "When does it stop?" Because at certain points, it got to the point where he would get angry at me if I asked if he took his pill. Then he would get angry at me if I didn't. And then he'd get angry at me if I forgot his refill. I'm like, that's I don't even have authorization to get you a refill. And so it kind of got to the point where it was a roller coaster, and somehow it all became my responsibility. I had to take care of everything in the house. I had to take care of all the bills. I had to like anything that had to do with him somehow became my responsibility. And I kept fighting it because I didn't have time. I didn't have the energy to do that when I was still trying to take care of myself. I had things in my own family that I had to take care of. Because the thing is, like, I couldn't even really build my business. I was just coasting for a while because I couldn't do anything because he'd always need something from me. And then other people would always make me feel guilty because, oh, I could have helped. I could always do more. And they don't understand that there's the mental illness explains things. It doesn't excuse what they do, what their behavior is, how they treat anybody. Because for a while there, he was really mean, like to people around him. Like he would call people in the middle of the night because, like, well, I want to talk. And if they didn't want to talk to him because he's drunk and having a depressive episode, then he would yell at them because he thinks they're awful and want him to die or something like that. Like, he would just kind of go off the rails.
I think sometimes that's what's overlooked, right? We overlook um, how much is or when is enough enough, I guess is a better way to describe it. And I'll elaborate on that by saying that we all need support, whether you're going through a mental health crisis, you're maintaining your mental fitness, or you're just somewhere in the middle, in between, right? But I think sometimes when we forget, or what we forget, is that the person who's on the outside looking in, they're going through something as well, right? They're being impacted as well, and there isn't support for the support. You know what I mean? Like, for you, you're going through, you're trying to be the best person, you're trying to be the best wife, the best spouse possible, but you're in a situation where someone is being combative, someone is treating you in a way that doesn't feel good. And at that point, where do you go? Because you're supposed to be the support. Well, people would tell you you're supposed to be the support system. But when you need help dealing with it, anytime, as you put it, anytime you go to someone, they're saying, well, just do more, just do this. But it's not like it's a handbook where it says, okay, you know what? I married someone, they're going through this. Let me pick up that book and read it. You're kind of going through it and learning as you go along. And I would say that it's commendable that you did what you did, because there's people out there that would have done what you did, and there's a number of people that wouldn't have. They just said that, you know what, this is not necessarily for me. And the fact that you could have bounced back and continue forward is something that I think should be commended. And when I hear your story and your journey of it, I look back and I think, what if that period of time didn't go according to the way you thought it would? Let's say that you had that exact same situation, but you didn't become the woman that you are today. Is that a thought that has crossed your mind when you're coming out of it thinking, you know what? I have no idea what version of Anung I'm going to be when I come out of this.
Like, I had a feeling, like, I was it was more I'm not saying like quite like shame, but it was the idea of kind of like I allowed myself to get to there, which, yeah, some people That's how you see it when you get into like I luckily this wasn't like a horribly abusive relationship. I think that if it was, I would have gotten out sooner.